behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Paul Mash TV. Paul Mash TV.
Well, hello there. It's Paul Mash TV time again. Thank you so much for joining us. We got another great interview coming up in just a couple moments. But before we do that, feel free to subscribe and hit that bell down there on YouTube. And anytime a new episode comes your way, you'll be notified. Leave a comment on the comment section. We'd love to hear from you there. And if you're on Facebook, go to facebook.com/Paul Mash TV. And feel free to like or follow us there and leave a comment on the comment sections and send us an inbox. We would love to hear from you there as well. And feel free to email us, paulmashtv, all one word, at gmail.com. And we'll accept your email whether you're a band or solo artist, but it's good for fan mail too. So if you're simply a fan, send us an email. And we'll get back to you as quickly as we can. And of course, all that's going to be recapped at the closing credits at the end of the show. So stay tuned for that. Today, from Glasgow, United Kingdom, we have Suzie Graham with us, and she's very talented. I think you're going to love the song at the end. And we're going to get to that in just a second, but here's a quick word from Smile World TV. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
The types of shows we're seeking. Let us help you share your creativity. For more information, email us at smilepublishing007@gmail.com, or you can visit our website, swtvgetyourchannel.now.site.
Okay, here we are with the interview, and with us from Glasgow, United Kingdom, we have Suzie Graham. Thanks for joining us, Suzie.
Hi, Paul. Good evening.
Well, we're glad to have you here.
Do you like my backdrop?
Yeah, I like that.
The American and the Scottish flags.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I can see that you combine two flags together. That's what looks pretty awesome there. Well, why don't you start by telling you a little story about how you got into the music business? Because everyone got their own start, their own story. I'm sure you got a story you want to share with us.
Sure. I've always been in various bands and things. And when I was a kid, my mother used to play Patsy Cline records, which I always loved Patsy Cline music. And about maybe 10 years ago, some people said that I'd sounded a bit like her. So I started doing a tribute to Patsy Cline, which enabled me to be invited to come across to the States back in 2016. Jolton Jim McCoy invited me over to West Virginia, and I did a few shows over there. Jolton Jim was the man that discovered Patsy Cline when she was 14, and he remained friends with her up until her death. So I've been in the States now a couple more times, touring all around, and in 2019 I was in Nashville with my own material and all over Tennessee, but I had a couple of gigs in Nashville at the Blue Bear Barn, and that was live streamed across the world. They were doing live streaming before anyone else was really doing it. So that's been it. I've just been writing songs all during this process, and I'm just still at it.
Okay, well, that's quite a story. And I know you mentioned Patsy Cline there. She's an amazing or was an amazing artist herself. I guess she was probably one of your influences. Did you have any others besides her?
Patsy and Dolly Parton were my two influences. Yeah, still are.
Yeah, another amazing artist, obviously. Yeah.
Of course.
And it seems like she just turned 75 recently. I think that's the age, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she's phenomenal. She looks fantastic. If I can look at anything like that at 76.
Yeah, exactly.
She's something right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a couple legends there too. So, Oh, why don't you tell everybody who's watching this they may want to get your music or they may want to contact you on social media or whatever? Why don't you give us the lowdown on that?
Sure. On social media, you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Glasgow Country Girl or facebook.com/Patsy Cline Tribute. I'm still doing that. You can catch me on YouTube under Suzie Graham, SUZIEGRAHEM. And I've been adding a new track almost every week to YouTube. As I said, I'm just keeping up writing new songs until I can get back into the studio and get them recorded. So my guitar playing's not the best. So I play with a band normally when it's my own material. Jim Jack, John Graham, John Thompson, David Thompson, and we've just recently had Willie Gamble on steel guitar, because we did have a show coming up in February, but that's been postponed. It's going to get rescheduled just because we don't want to restrict the numbers. So when we get to do this show, it's going to be with the full band, and that'll be shortly, I hope, in a theatre in Glasgow, the Fort Theatre.
Okay. And I'm sure all your music is on all the streaming platforms, right?
It is, yeah. You'll find it on Spotify and all the usual.
I don't think you have any. I don't think you have any physical copies, but if you have any of those, would you like to volunteer that?
Sure. Physical copies, you're best just to send me an email through the Facebook page. You can send me a message, or email is patsyclinetribute@hotmail.com. And I've got some physical copies, yeah, of both the Patsy Cline Tribute series and my own material.
Okay. And we're getting ready to watch your music video in just a moment here. It's called Squeeze the Juice Out of the Orange, I do believe. And it's an interesting title. I'm sure there's an interesting story behind that song, too, if you want to share it.
Sure. I was watching television here one day and Reese Witherspoon was being interviewed. And I hadn't really been watching it, but I just recalled that she'd said this little caption, squeeze all the juice out of the orange. And I thought, well, that's something I really agree with. And it was a great little saying. So I just wrote the song around what I was doing at the time. And I'm a great believer in it. Just get out and make the most of what you've got. We were lucky to get to shoot the video for this song in Rome in January 2020 with Ekaterina Moskina from Moscow. And we're just hoping that we can get to do some more of these in some other great cities around the world.
Mm. Okay, well, that's quite a story. I guess it's pretty much self-explanatory, I guess, in a way, too, isn't it?
Yeah, most of them are.
Okay, and we're going to get to that song in just a second, but I think that's all the time we have right now, Suzie, and we thank you for coming on the show. Maybe one of these days, if you got anything new to plug for us, maybe we'll have you back on.
Well, I'd love to come back on some other time. That would be great. But thanks for having me this evening.
Okay, well, we'll get to that song right now. Here it is, Suzie Graham. Let's squeeze the juice out of the orange right here on Paul Mash TV. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Well, I always thought she had great hair, and I was gonna take her picture over to the hair salon to see if they could do mine similar. Saw her on TV today, and I love the things she said, because she thought a while and then she smiled and gave the best advice that I ever heard. She said, squeeze all juice out of the orange, squeeze all juice out of the orange. You gotta seize the day and come one day, zippity-doo, I hate. You gotta squeeze all juice out of the orange, squeeze all juice out of the orange. You gotta just believe and you'll succeed, and your dreams will come true today. Pondered what she said, well, I couldn't get out of my head. So I started to write the words down, and I started to get out of bed. I could see the sunshine through, feeling free as a bird. I started singing the song, I hope you help me along lies that I've heard. She said, squeeze out just out of the orange. Squeeze out just out of the orange. Gotta seize the day and come one day. Sippity-doo, I hate. Gotta squeeze out just out of the orange. Squeeze out just out of the orange. Gotta just believe and you'll succeed, and your dreams will come true today. And if life gives you lemons, you can make lemonade. And if you wanna see the rainbow, you gotta put up with the rain. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just get out and take the first step. 'Cause we got given what we got, and what you put out is just what you get. So you gotta squeeze out just out of the orange. Squeeze out just out of the orange. You gotta seize the day and come one day. Sippity-doo, I hate. You gotta squeeze out just out of the orange. Squeeze out just out of the orange. You gotta just believe and you'll succeed, and your dreams will come true today. You gotta just believe and you'll succeed, and your dreams will come true today.